Hey, what's happening? What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt, in case you don't know who I am. Welcome to this YouTube channel where we talk about day trading futures. In today's video, we are going to be discussing bracket orders. What is a bracket order? A bracket order is a order type that allows you to put an immediate take profit and stop loss, as well as some order management features depending on what platform you're on. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to set them up, what they're good for, and go from there. So if you are on Trade-of-8 or the TopStep platform, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your chart and scroll over, and you're going to see this thing that says brackets. Normally it's turned off. We're going to turn it on, right? Next, we're going to click the settings button. If you have seen any of the live streams, I live stream every single day, my live futures tradings, every morning at market open, 8:30 Central, Monday through Friday. You've seen that I typically try and go for like a 5-point target on my NASDAQ trades. For the sake of this video, we're going to be using a simulated account so I can enter and exit positions as fast as I can, so I can show you the bracket orders taking place. But two, we're also going to look for a lot smaller targets because it's late in the afternoon on a Friday, volume is dead. So we'll go from there. So when you're setting up a bracket order, first off, you can have it be just one contract, right? So this is one contract, and the way it would work, I have mine set to price since I think about NASDAQ in dollar value, right? So $5 of profit would be $100 of actual gain. So this is 5 points of movement. So we'll take a look at that in a second. But if I can set this to like, let's just do 3 and let's say 5, right? So one contract, this is what it looks like. Let's turn this off. And what this is going to look like is if I go into sell, you can see here, I have let me change this to one contract so it's just a little easier. You can see I have my limit buy in at 10,765.5 with an entry at 68.5 and a stop at 73.5. So that's what this will look like, right? And I can still drag this around. It'll update as I want. I can even mark it in and it'll do the exact same thing for me, right? So now you can see I have my profit target set up, I have my stop set up, and it's just a matter of time before one of them gets hit. I can still move these orders around as I see fit. There we go. I just got stopped out, right? Because I brought my stop down. So that's one example. Another example is you can actually do like two contracts, and this is where it starts getting kind of interesting. So what you're going to do is you're going to press this plus sign. Going to leave it on take profit and stop loss. I'm going to turn on the break-even stop. We're going to change this to a 2.75, 2.5, and we'll do the same thing over here. Oops. And what I'm doing right now is I'm adjusting my break even. So what this means is that on this order, my stop is actually going to move to break even once once the initial take profits actually hit, right? So I'm going to adjust this to 2 now that we have 2 different options here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell. I'm just going to do the exact same trade, but now you can see we have 2 different areas here. 2 stops, 2 take profits. And now we have the feature that the take profit, after the first one's hit, it's actually going to bring this stop to break even to help preserve that capital, and it's going to do it automatically. So this is super helpful when you think about trading as like a systematic approach, right? You want the exact same thing to happen every single time. If you're working a regulated risk to reward ratio, like every trade is a 2-to-1 or something like that, you definitely want to be using bracket orders. Another way it's really helpful is if you are scalping super fast and you don't have time to actually manage all of those entries and exits, because that's like 4 things I just put on the book all at once, right? If you don't have time to manage all that, then you definitely want to, I'm actually going to pull this down just to see if we can get filled here on this first one, bring the contract down without automatically getting filled twice. Another thing here is if you're scalping really fast, you don't have time to manage all your orders. You also don't have time to get your orders first in line, right? So futures trading uses a FIFO, first in, first out method. So as soon as I enter a position, if I'm scalping 5 points on the NASDAQ, that can move very quickly, right? 5 points can get swept immediately when the volatility is really high, volume's in, etc. I want to have my take profit on the book as soon as I can. That way I'm guaranteed to get filled if price moves up, right? Or if price moves in the direction of my take profit. So we just got filled on one contract, and you see here the stop just moved automatically to break down or to break even. I actually had mine offset on 2, right? So that break even offset. If I wanted to do this, let's do. So this would be a true break even offset basically. So now instead of $2 of profit, I just locked in an extra $2. I'm just going to go to an actual break even, right? So on this example, now the price will basically move to this blue line. There's a ton of functionality, a ton of different variables that you can do and input into all of this, and you can play around with it. But really the idea of this video is just to show you that it's out there, that you can use stuff like bracket orders to help actively manage your positions. One thing to note is it is a order cancel order systemology. That's not right. But it is basically if my stop gets hit, it'll go ahead and take off both of these orders. If all of my take profits get hit, it'll pull my stop automatically to where I'm not left with a ghost order on the book that could get filled and could run in the opposite direction that I want it to if I forgot about the order, right? So it's a very safe way of trading. I definitely recommend it. I use brackets a lot and definitely worth playing around with. So go ahead, open up your bracket settings, go play around with the break even, auto, stop, go ahead and play around with your take profits. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Make sure you press the thumbs up below the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.